Hi everyone, today we will be preparing for MonsterVerze by creating an OC, meaning original character. People make OCs for many different reasons: immersion, escapism, and creative and personal expression. Creating an OC can be difficult at times, especially when you haven't done it before. It takes trial and error and experimenting with various concepts. If you find it difficult to create a character, one way to begin making an OC would be try to imagine an alternate version of yourself and build off that. The first step to creating an OC would be to ask yourself, what is this for? In this case, it's for MonsterVerze, so your OC will most likely be under the category of a fantasy creature, and if it is a human, it would be undead. I will be creating an OC throughout this video as we go step by step on how to create one. First off, we already know what this OC is for. It's for Eerie High in MonsterVerze. You'll most likely be creating a high school student, so we already have where this OC's universe is out of the way. Next step: name, gender, pronouns, species, and race. To begin creating a character by scratch, we must build our foundation, starting with the basic fundamental characteristics of a person. Let's name our character Serana Silverheart, a girl, she, her. Her species is a vampire. Personally, creating a character name that you can truly feel comfortable and confident with is so difficult for me. I can spend up to hours brainstorming different names to see what fits. Try not to feel too discouraged if you can't find a name quickly. It takes time, and don't settle on something you feel unsure about. Names are so important to our identity. They carry personal significance and often reflect one's culture and heritage background. Keep that in mind if your character is close to their cultural heritage. Now that we have the basics, let's move on to the third step: personality. By the time you've made it to this step, you probably have a super rough concept of the character in your head. You can take as long as you need to brainstorm these ideas, but for the sake of the video, let's just get straight into it. My character's personality is described as deadly but kind. Her sweetness is genuine, but don't mistake kindness for weakness. When first meeting her, she speaks in a near monotone voice until you get to know her more. She's considerate, loyal, and protective of those who remind her of her younger siblings. She has a hard time trusting new people, and when she feels betrayed, she can be cold-hearted and distant. Beneath her gentle demeanor lies a cunning and vengeful mind. When she fights, she's ruthless, meticulous, and gives you a strange sense of dread. Even though the character's description is short, it actually reveals a lot about the character, allowing your mind to have plenty of creative freedom. With this, you can form an image of what she could look like, how she talks, and what she wears. Creating a small description of your character can be very useful for the points that I have just said. Now let's move on to the fourth step: appearance. Creating an appearance for your OC won't be too difficult now that we have their gender, species, race, and personality. You want it to be based around those characteristics. You want it to be based solely around those characteristics. Serana Silverheart is described as deadly but kind, sweet yet sinister, and she's a vampire. She's 5'7", but 5'11" with her favorite heels on. She rocks her strong, straight, natural silver hair and silver eyes. The style of clothing I'd give her is more of a gothic black style clothing. I feel like this description reflects the personality that I have just read to you. For example, if your character is more upbeat and happy, I imagine that they would wear more pastel or light colors. And if it's more depressing, more moody, more on the darker side, they would wear darker colors. The fifth step is abilities and skills. If you've made it up to this point, your OC should have all of their fundamental characteristics. Next step is to truly make them unique. Since we are in the world of MonsterVerze, your character may have their own unique abilities and some strong skill sets. You want to keep your OC species and personality in mind for this one. Regarding Serana Silverheart, she's a vampire and often cold-hearted. It is a given that she excels in combat being a vampire. She has heightened ability, reflexes, and strength alongside her ruthless determination. She holds the ability of persuasion, but other students have called it hypnosis. It's quite powerful on someone who's emotionally vulnerable. Serana is skilled in alchemy and dark magic, although dark magic is looked down on. Your character's abilities and skills should obviously reflect your character's personality and perhaps even the way that they look. The final step is backstory. Honestly, this step is optional. You don't need to make an entire backstory, but I know people enjoy immersing themselves into their character and the world. Now that we have everything we need for your OC, we can create a backstory. What happened to your character before they arrived to Eerie High? Did they cross over from death, or have they always been dead? If they did die, how did they die? What was their childhood like? Who were their friends? What are some major events that happened in their life? What shaped them to be the person that they are today? Optional step: character sheet. A character sheet or a reference sheet is basically a document or drawing used to help form the image of your character and keep everything organized. You can either make your own character sheet or grab a pre-existing one online. I'll be making a simple reference sheet for our new character, Sorana Silverheart here. It should look something like this. You're free to use this as like a guideline. This is very basic and honestly it's the first reference sheet that I've ever made. As you can see, we have everything we need, and I hope this video helped you form your OC for MonsterVerze. You can use this format for pretty much any type of OC in any universe. Please let me know in the comments your OCs for MonsterVerze and consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you next time. Bye!